Hi, I'm Larry Hens, Executive Director of Business Development for the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. I'm also the host of Business Spotlight. We're here today to talk to Kush Patel, the CEO of Relative Dynamics. Come on, let's go learn something. Kush, thank you very much for allowing me to come here today. My first question has to do with your company itself. How would you explain it to someone, what you do here?
Relative Dynamics is a aerospace technology and engineering services company. So really the company has two parts to it.
Yes.
The engineering services side is where we provide mission assurance, guidance, navigation and control, flight dynamics, flight operations, RF and optical communications. This variety of engineering discipline services to NASA, NOAA, other government agencies, as well as commercial companies. And the technology side is really developing spaceflight hardware and spaceflight technology that the industry is moving towards in the next 10 to 15 years.
Tell me about the name, Relative Dynamics. There's got to be a story behind that.
In technology development, in engineering services, when you try to take something commercial and actually make money off of it and really try to scale, everything is relative and everything is dynamic.
Right.
And thus Relative Dynamics.
Well, you were educated here in the county. You went to the University of Maryland.
That's right.
Your direction in your company, did it start at the University of Maryland or high school or when you got to MIT?
No, so to be quite honest, I never had a thought to be an entrepreneur.
Really?
I mean, that's just being, really upfront, right? When I went to High Point High School right down the street here,
yes,
it's known for certain things. It's also known to me as a place that teaches you how to survive in the real world. Then I went to University of Maryland to do my bachelor's in aerospace engineering. And at that time, it was just, aerospace is cool. And I wanted, come on, space and, space technologies.
Wait a minute.
And
so you picked your major because it's cool.
Very honestly, yes. Because I thought it would be interesting, right? Cool and interesting.
Okay.
Something that's unexplored, something that there's so many unknowns, right? So why not do something with your life to go down the unknowns and see where it leads you? That really, I'm putting it in that sentence today, but back then it was, okay, space is interesting, it's pretty cool, let's go to the moon. And so that's really why I selected that. The actual need to start this company, it has a very unconventional, humble reason. So out of college, I went to, I got hired by Honeywell to work on the space shuttle missions here at Goddard Space Flight Center.
Okay.
And that's really when I started my master's part-time, because my family really, my father really pushed me into doing higher education because he saw the value of education in his life with his experiences coming to America and what type of opportunities can open up once you go into higher education. So really, when I got a job at Honeywell, I was living life, because I was at the space shuttle. We used to work here in Building 25 at Goddard, and the Mission Control Center here at Goddard, or the Network Control Center is what they called it. And we supported all the shuttle launches from a communication standpoint. So I myself supported from STS-125 to 135. And, we worked with, Johnson Space Flight Center and the Mission Control Centers there. We worked at the Launch Control Center at Kennedy. So really I was living life. And I experienced a unique incident in my life at, sort of the people that I interact with, some of the folks that I considered as my mentors. There was a need or a calling for opportunities and mentoring, capabilities that I received growing up. To be able to provide for that type of growth for individuals that may not come from a great background, that may be immigrants, that may not have the financial ability, seeing, some of the kids at High Point that I went to school with, right? Kind of seeing what type of struggles life unfortunately brings them. The real reason why this company started was to provide for those that couldn't provide for themselves.
So it becomes a way of life and profession for you.
That's right. One of the core beliefs at Relative Dynamics is that we want to give you a holistic lifestyle. Not just the fact that you can come here and work 9 to 5 and that's it. No, that's not. We need to provide for opportunities where an individual can enjoy time with their family, where an individual can be inspired and motivated to help someone in their life
Yes.
that they may not have been able to without relative dynamics. These things matter to me because, like I said, during my upbringing, there were others that played a crucial role into who I am today. And the only way to pay that forward or to appreciate what they did for me is to pay it forward.
Yes. I love that, Kush. You say the way to say thank you is to go out and do it for someone else.
Right.
Can you tell me, how has the county government played any role in your growth or your presence here in the county itself?
Recently, we've had a lot of interest from the county. The Prince George's County Economic Development Team has played a crucial role in understanding who we are and understanding what we bring to the county. Within this area, there are very few aerospace technology companies. And what I mean by that is companies that give engineers ability to actually touch hardware that can one day fly into space.
Why do you think that is? I mean, we're in the backyard of NASA here,
Right.
but you're telling me there are very few companies like this. Why?
This area has just sort of morphed naturally into a engineering services and a policy driven sort of area for a lot of the aerospace companies. So when the Prince George's County Economic Development Team saw what we're doing here, they really liked the fact that we could bring students and we could bring engineers, and this company can really allow for hands-on science and tech.
Yes.
Something that's real.
Yes.
Outside of just college laboratories and college environment. Just recently, we had Congressman Glenn Ivey, come to a facility tour, and he loved, the whole story of, a Prince George's County, educated, person to then stay in the county and to really raise the profile of what Relative Dynamics has become and the opportunities it is providing for the local community here, bringing in engineers from other states to come work here on technology that, is very unique. And that really is what we have seen, support from is our local congressmen, our Prince George's County, council members, Tom Darnoga and, Mayank Kapoor and, you guys that are, doing this. It's a great testament to help us get our story out there, to grow really what we're trying to do here.
Tell me, what is next for Relative Dynamics?
Really is to keep doing the same thing we have been. I am a person who fundamentally believes if something is working, let's not break it. And I think we haven't achieved our goals to the level that I want to achieve them at. Meaning, yes, we are providing a little bit to the community right now. We are providing opportunities. We are providing, certain capabilities for those that may not, be able to provide for themselves. But I think we could do a lot more of that. So, continue developing our technology, really growing in the Maryland area. I don't see a lot of companies like ours that stay in this area and do real aerospace tech development. There are a few. So really continue technology development, really continue to provide engineering services to the government and the commercial companies. So really next for Relative is to continue growing both our tech development and our engineering services side and see where it takes us.
Excellent, excellent. Kush, you mentioned that you took the congressman on a tour. Is it possible I can have a tour and see this wonderful space you have here?
Yes, absolutely. I'll show you around. Obviously, I'll show the things that I'm legally allowed to show, just to protect our technology and our IP. But
so wait a minute, you mean I can't see the illegal things you're doing?
No. It's, our engineers are working on some amazing technology, and I'll show you what's in our lab. Some of the equipment, some of the technologies that we're developing that will one day fly into space. We'll go into that a little bit. But just to protect our designs and our IP, I won't show the full secret, if that's okay. I'll reveal just a little bit.
I really would like to go right now. But I do first want to thank you for your time, inviting us in here. But mostly I want to thank you for your story. I've truly enjoyed getting to know you and learning more about Relative Dynamics. Now, let's go see the top secret things.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Thank you.
Wow. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. I really enjoyed my time today here at Relative Dynamics, talking to Kush about his company. But my favorite thing was when he said the best thing we can do to help those or pay back those who have helped us is to help someone else. In other words, pay forward. That's a powerful thing, and I hope we all retain that. Well, as always, I hope you continue to follow us on social media, pgcedc.com. And remember, keep the business spotlight on.